I just bought this Honda 2018 CRF 250L with 700 miles on it off Facebook Marketplace for $5,000. Why? Well, as we enter, or as America enters into the dystopian nightmare, which is our imminent future, options are a good idea, and I'm convinced that having a dual sport motorcycle is going to be a great option for a lot of professional homeowners. Inexpensive, long service life, 90 miles per gallon, and it gives you the ability to pretty much go anywhere, regardless of traffic. This right here, the little 2018, I think these came out around 2012 or so, are a perfect mix, a 50-50 mix of street and off-road. In today's video, we're going to completely strip this down and put it back in the original condition with the original plastics. Fortunately, the owner kept all the original stuff. Some of it's even brand new. I'm not down with the old black stuff. I don't like black. I like the original Honda. I like it factory and OEM. But we'll tear it apart, wash it, go over everything, talk a little bit about what to look for in used bikes, and I think it's going to look much different at the end of the video. A few of the things that really appealed to me on this bike was, it's just in excellent condition. It's not clean, but it's not damaged. And we can see here that we have, 772 miles on the bike. Only damage that I could see, maybe it's been dropped on the frame here a couple times on the guard, but really when you get into it, it's a mint condition. Just checking the fluids there in the sight glass. We have clean oil, that's a good sign. Here through the sight glasses, even on the master cylinders. But again, 700 miles adult owned. It's obviously been a street machine. It's been ridden what, maybe 14 times? It's essentially a brand new bike. Got a lot of extras with it, or originals, which I would have purchased anyway. First off, an upgraded tank. This is going to be over 2 gallons. The range on that bike from OEM is about 150 miles, so it's pretty light. We've got our original fork covers, headlight mask. This was a brand new front fender that I unwrapped, rear fender, factory seat, radiator guards, muffler guards, factory skid plate. I don't think too much of that. A lowering link, 2-inch lowering link, and Acroban hand guards. Here is also a seat cover for the OEM seat, and we can see the original rear shock, which has been upgraded to the Nolans. All right, gentlemen, let's tear it down. I think we'll start with the front. Before we get going, I want to take a minute and show you guys how I set up my workspace when I'm working on things like this. I like to be not frustrated, have the tools, everything that I need at hand, especially when I'm working on something that I'm not really familiar with. KTM, Husqvarna, I know this inside out. This is the first one that I've had. So how I set up, of course, my main tools in the rolling toolbox, that way I can bring them to where I'm working, and then an empty cart or a wash cart. Now I'm going to have this for taking off plastics and parts and seats, so I don't have to sit them on the ground. And then I can wheel them around, I can keep everything nice and organized. And then my race cart, which is going to have all of my cleaning supplies, lubricants, Loctite, rags, all this stuff, just that general stuff that you need. But this is how I set up. Also over here, I have a small table with my laptop, and I'll make notes of things that are missing. There's a few things, like we're missing a buddy peg. That'd be nice to have, there's one on one side, but not on the other. And then as I realize them, I can write them down and we can get those ordered from Honda. So let's start pulling these plastics off. What's this all about? Oh, it's a little toolbox. Cute little storage compartment with a lock on it. Goodness, we just had these 3 noisy little birds that showed up. I've not seen here before. What type of birds are these? They sure are happy about something. Here's the battery. Someone put a nice little automotive battery tender on it, so you can charge it, keep it charged up in the winter. Only one radiator on the left side. That's new to me. Let's have a look at the air filter. I think that is it, gentlemen. We are ready for the wash. I'll take the skid plate off. You can't properly wash a motorcycle without taking the plastics off. I don't care. I don't take them off every time, but you know, if you're riding a lot, at least once a week or so to get in there and really get after it. If you're going to pressure wash your bike, make sure you put a bung in the exhaust and cover up the intake. I have dedicated ones for my other bikes. This one I don't, so we'll just stuff a rag in there. That is an aftermarket skid plate, I think, or maybe it's a factory Honda. Better than the original one, but not great. It's a heavier bike than dirt bike for sure. We are ready for washing, gentlemen. You know what's interesting about this bike, after being around it a little bit, we seem to have here is a dirt bike chassis with a road bike engine. It did not give me the fizz when we picked it up. I like it, being a Honda. You know, it's a byword for reliability, and that's got to give you the fizz a little bit. But the more I'm around it, the more I like it. You know, I don't have any crazy expectations that this is going to be able to compete with the KTMs, but this is a different machine. It's not intended for that. This is a machine that you can run for annually for less than $150. One of the best days of my life is when I got rid of the gas-powered pressure washer and went with electric. Now remember, pressure washers do not clean anything. They knock off some dirt, some grime and dust. Got to get your hands on it. Got to get on there with hot soapy water and a mitt. That's the only way. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll get everything tip top and then we'll come in for part 2 where we'll put everything back together again and order our parts. But so far so good. That's a beautiful little machine. It's in a lot better condition than I was even expecting. All the original fasteners there. Looks like all the original parts minus that 1 foot peg. So a really nice little unit.